Well, my name is Gabe Zollner. I just watched a little bit of Fox News, and they had Megyn Kelly on, and they had Leon Panetta. And Leon Panetta was, I guess, giving another stern warning to Syria. And if they use chemical weapons, then obviously the United States is going to have to intervene. Now, I have a couple of questions to ask. How does anyone know if gas is used that it was because of the president of Syria that used the gas? What do we know? Well, we know the weapons were given to the rebels. We also know that Obama was instrumental in supplying those weapons to the rebels, as might have been other countries as well, but we know for certain that Obama was instrumental in providing weapons. Now, who's to say that some of these whacked-out Muslim radicals don't release some gas onto the Syrian people and then give cause for America to intervene? What I'd like to know is, how can America intervene to begin with? I mean, they're spread so thin. They've got forces in Iraq. They've got forces in Afghanistan. And yeah, I mean, not to say that we can't do an airstrike against them, but if we do that, who are we going to kill? We're going to kill thousands and thousands of innocent people. We have to ask ourselves a couple of questions. One of the questions is, why was Syria targeted to begin with? What did Assad do that turned people against him? I mean, he was there for 40 years with his father. His father first, and then he was, the family's had to control that country for 40 years. Why all of a sudden? Well, because he kept out the Muslim Brotherhood. That's why. He kept out the Muslim Brotherhood, no different than what Gaddafi did in Libya. He kept out the Muslim Brotherhood as well. No different than what the previous president did in Egypt. He kept out the Muslim Brotherhood. And now what do we have? Well, we've got the Muslim Brotherhood controlling Egypt. And the president there has made himself a pharaoh. And now people are dying in the streets because they don't want to be controlled by another dictator. Libya lost Gaddafi. He was raped and dragged through the streets like an animal. And now they're under the control of the Muslim Brotherhood. And who provided weapons to the Libyans? Who helped dislodge the Libyan military? It was Obama when he went in without congressional approval and launched the Air Force against the Libyan military. So who's the common denominator in all this? Well, it's not President Assad. It's not Mohammed Gaddafi. It's not the previous president of Egypt. It's Obama. He's the common denominator. So what is it that people aren't able to grasp here? Obama is the common denominator. He is the one that is controlling who ends up in leadership positions in all those countries. Jordan is next. There's already turmoil in Jordan, and they're next. Who's arming the rebels? Where are all these other rebels coming from? Where are all the rebels coming from in Syria? You know what we'll find? Many of them are Muslim radicals, Al-Qaeda members, and Muslim Brotherhood members. And as soon as the president from Syria is either killed or, well, it's not either, he will be killed. I pretty much believe he will be killed, whether we're instrumental in bombing him or whether the rebels eventually end up killing him. He will be killed. And then who's going to take control? Well, we know the answer to that question. The same people that are taking control of Libya and have control of Egypt. Common denominator? We have a radical Muslim in the office of the presidency. That's what he is, folks. And the sad part is most of our members of Congress know that. But none of them have the backbone to honor their oath of office. If they did, he never would be there. And who do we have to thank for this nightmare that we've been living for these last 4 years? Nancy Pelosi. She vetted him with Harry Reid. Nancy, how can you vet someone you know nothing about? Huh? How could you do that, dear? You sacrificed this country for what? For what? Ask yourself that question when you look at your grandchildren.